I'm very excited about something that that I started before I left work, and I won't know the results of it until a few hours from now. You know how I like to do that when I play tricks on Riggins at his house, and I'll set the little prank for him to find later, maybe even days after I've gone. Well, you know, I've told y'all how my wife is so stingy about her stuff. Like if she gets something and it's supposed to be hers, she doesn't like sharing it. But if she buys something and, you know, for sharing things, she's really generous. Well, she, because of my little friend Jenny, has taken a liking to Gatorade Fit drinks.
Yes.
Okay.
And so watermelon is her favorite flavor of everything. And she couldn't find any watermelon flavor in the store, so she ordered a case from Amazon. And the case of Gatorade Fit watermelon came in Monday, I think. And by Tuesday morning, she had 2 of the bottles in the refrigerator chilling. Well, this morning, I saw the case in the pantry, and I went and got a bottle of it, and I wrote my initials on the cap and put it in the refrigerator to be chilling for me.
You're so annoying, dude.
Oh, that's not good. She's just going to ignore that, though.
Because she did get all excited. She goes, "Ooh, my Gatorade's out there. Go get my Gatorade off the porch."
During Monday's podcast, she was so excited about getting her Gatorade that she had ordered online. And I went and looked it up. I was like, I got to see what she's talking about. This
they're
Gatorade
good.
Fit, this watermelon
They're
flavor.
delicious.
Not cheap, but not crazy expensive.
Yeah.
But she was clearly excited to have found it. So that's going to probably not make her happy.
I should have done more than one. I should have put my initials on about 3 of them. Or I can go ahead and just put my initials on the ones that are in the case still. So when she goes to get one, she'll say, "Oh, those are marked for me."
It's just fun.
Yeah. So, Ace, you don't think she'll pay attention to it?
I
She'll
think she'll
drink
just
if she
ignore it.
wants
Just go right ahead and drink it because she knows that she got those for herself. She's like, what does she call you? Butt munch?
wipe.
Butt wipe. That's it. Butt wipe, and then just go ahead and drink it.
That wipe.
She's just going to completely ignore the fact that you've done that.
Well, I will not be ignored.
Fun. Is that what marriage is about? Just like constantly trying to just troll.
No, that's just
That's what
my
TJ's life is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just constantly trolls all of us and everybody.
Like, how can I irritate the person I most love?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about I'd give her that title.
I'll stop.
I mean, she's all right. She's nice and all sometimes, but I don't know if I love her.
Things change through the years. It ebbs and flows. That's what makes
Yeah.
a marriage stable.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, really the only reason I married her back in the olden times of the mid '90s is because I thought she came with a plot of land. Turns out she didn't.
I get a bride of 20 acres.
Now trending on the Ace and TJ Show.
A lot of things happening this morning. So yesterday, Apple announced its Pay Later service, which you can use if you've got an iPhone. It'll allow people to split their purchases into 4 payments over 6 weeks, no fees, and no interest. So anything, I mean, it's basically like a credit card, but with no fees, no interest.
Like Klarna or Afterpay, I think.
Yeah. There's a couple of services that are like that, but you can also apply for an Apple loan, and they've got the scratch. I mean, it's not a big deal to Apple for $500 to $1,000, depending on what you're buying. But this, I bet a lot of people will take advantage of this, especially right now. Because credit card debt is at an all-time high.
And you can, give it whatever newfangled high-tech names you want to give it. But when it comes down to it, Ace, it's just putting it on a ticket.
It's just,
Put that on my ticket.
That's
man.
layaway, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is layaway.
Yeah.
And I'm taking full advantage of it.
Sure.
Yeah, just tell them put that on my ticket. I'll be by there to pay them Friday.
Today is Manatee Appreciation Day.
Oh, I appreciate a manatee.
You like a manatee?
I can appreciate them.
Yeah, I mean, who can't appreciate the size? I mean, they are the sea cow. They are not what you would call cute, I don't think.
They're not cute.
But I like that they're kind of like up near the docks and they're these huge animals.
Yeah, I've been in the ocean blue when they just come swimming closely by.
Really?
Like a big pod of them, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. But yeah, just right there close. And the ones that came by were gray, like that, know, normal color. It was Florida. Yeah. Florida ocean blue. But they won't let you mess with them.
They freak out. You get anywhere close to them.
I try to get one to fetch. They won't do it. I try to milk a sea cow. I wonder what that would taste like.
You can't spray paint them. You certainly can't jump on them.
Try to ride them.
Nothing like that. But certainly the story I'm most interested in today is a lower court reinstating the conviction of Adnan Syed, who was the subject of the Serial podcast, which was a wild story. It kind of set off podcasts for everybody. Back in 2014, there was a podcast called Serial that chronicled the murder of a young woman, and the boyfriend was accused of murdering her. And he was found guilty and sent to jail. Back in 2022, he was released from jail after the conviction was overturned. But now a lower court has reinstated the conviction, although he's still a free man for the moment. But I think they're going to try to drag him back to prison. So he's been in prison 22 years. They say, hey, you're a free man. And now 6 months later, they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to get you back in jail.
They had to have found something for them to even try that.
Yeah, so I think the reason it was overturned is because, like, the brother of the victim didn't physically show up in court for something. Oh. He appeared on Zoom, and because of that, they said it was notwithstanding. So I don't know. Adnan Syed might be going back to jail. If you ever listen to that,
crazy.
if you didn't listen to that podcast, go listen.
One of the best podcasts.
But he would have appeared on Zoom during COVID.
Yes. Well, it was 2022.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the regulations were, but I think they wanted him in court. And he was on Zoom, I believe, which seems like shaky ground to throw somebody back in prison.
An alleged murderer get off.
Yeah, a fascinating story though. So that was big news yesterday afternoon.
And it was a lower court.
Yeah, like an appellate court.
Yeah. Okay.
So they said they're going to take it all the way back up to the Maryland Supreme Court, I believe.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times they'll do that. They'll find a court to take it or a panel to take it. That is more favorable to, what they want. Yeah. And then when it goes back up, then if it is deemed by an impartial panel of judges to not be worth carrying out, they'll dismiss it. Yeah. And so forth. But Maryland Supreme Court, I wouldn't think. I think they probably be pretty strict.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Probably. So
that was crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So maybe going back. And those are right now a few things that are now trending.
Again, a very important week continues because we are changing somebody's life today, this week. At least that's the goal, because we are down to the final four when it comes to the first quarter of the rest of your life, which is our contest to give someone $10,000 from our charity Peyton's Promise. Now, you're going to meet a lady in a few minutes with a very different story from what you've heard the past 2 days. Very different story. I found it interesting she was selected as one of the final four because it's different than everything else you've heard. Get ready. That's very important. Coming up next.
Ace and TJ. Ace and TJ.
Such a really important week for everybody on the Ace and TJ show and on the Ace and TJ radio family because I don't know, rarely is the opportunity to actually change somebody's life for the better when you know it's happening and you have the chance to be involved in it. That's what's happening this week. So just to give you some background in case you've missed any part of this, about a month ago, we opened it up for people to share with us what they would do with $10,000 and how $10,000 would change their life. $10,000 comes from our charity, Peyton's Promise. One of the things we did when you helped us raise $57,000 in October in 7 days with Peddling for Peyton was we told you we're going to do more in 2023 to help others than we've been able to do in the past few years. Now that COVID's out of the way and all that kind of stuff. We had a great couple of editions of Breaking and Entering Christmas that were life-changing for some families. And now we want to do the same thing by giving someone $10,000 from Peyton's Promise. The goal being to change their life forever. And Monday, you met our first of the final four. Jasmine, who lost her fiance unexpectedly at the age of 34 back in September, and then found out 3 days later that she was pregnant with their second child, and the struggles that she's been going through with that. Yesterday, you met a second grade teacher named Amanda, who not only teaches second grade, she's in the process of getting her full certification. She also is a bus driver. She also tutors, and she works 4 days a week at Bath and Body Works, struggling just to get by. She said, most days my fridge is empty and I go hungry, because you're dealing with car issues and so much more. Now, today, you meet somebody with a very different story. And this is what I find most fascinating about the way the people who are part of the selection process for first quarter of the rest of your life, how they've chosen everybody, because this is a very different story. Her name is Alyssa. And in her 100 words or less, she wrote, I'm a mom to 5, wife of a soldier, who finally has her chance to pursue her dream of becoming an RN. I've had to put my dreams on hold. I attend RN school. This money would help with tuition and daycare and so much more. So this is Alyssa Baxley. She lives in Elgin, South Carolina. Like I said, married with 5 kids. 4 are daycare age. Her husband is active duty Army, and nursing is her passion. And she talks about what got her interested in participating in the first quarter of the rest of your life.
My story's not crazy. You know, I'm just a mama out here trying to do what's best for my kids. I've always wanted to be an RN. I've actually gone to school twice and unfortunately had to withdraw myself because, again, my husband's active duty Army and we came down on orders. So I guess 3rd time's the charm. We were stationed in Hawaii. I told my husband, I said, you know what? I'm going to apply, because we had orders to South Carolina. And I said, I'm going to apply to nursing school. Fingers crossed I get in. We'll have long enough at this duty station that I could finish. And kind of threw myself a curveball going back to school suddenly. And I got in.
So she's trying to live out a dream. Twice she's been in nursing school and had to drop out simply because their time at that particular duty station ended, having to move because her husband is in the Army. And she talks about what inspires her to be a nurse.
It actually was my mom. My senior year in high school, we had to volunteer so many hours as part of graduation requirement in New York. So I would go with my mom to work. She's an RN. She worked for hospice. So I would volunteer at the hospice house and just do little things around there, and just watching the nurses and the way that just the compassion with the families and how caring these people were, and just everything about being a nurse is what I wanted to do once I volunteered.
So hospice is super important to her.
And she's not cussing. If you're thinking, why is she calling, can't even tell her story without cussing? The phone just kind of cuts out right where a cuss word would be. And that makes it sound like she's cussing, but she's not.
And here's Alyssa talking about why hospice is so important to her.
Just the fact of, making these people comfortable in their last couple of days, educating and just being there as just a companion. Some of these people too on hospice, they may not even have families. So you end up being their family. It's not just the nursing aspect. It's you're there for them when they need you. You're there to make them comfortable. You're sitting by their bedside.
You're literally the last person that spends time with them in most cases when it comes to hospice. We've dealt with hospice a few times. I've dealt with it with my mom, just a wonderful group of people. And we ask her in closing, is there a story? Because she's done some work with hospice. She is an LPN, trying to become an RN. And we ask her if there is something that sums up why hospice and why nursing in general is so special to her.
To be honest, I cannot pick just one. I got my LPN and worked for hospice for 6.5 years after graduation. And just all the patients, and hospice is an end-of-life care. They have a terminal diagnosis. Ultimately, it's to just keep them comfortable and to assist the families with, dealing with the death and dealing with dying with these, losing a loved one. It's not easy on anybody. And I always felt like you have to be that strong nurse. You have to be strong for everybody else. But to be honest, if you don't cry when you lose a patient, I don't think you have compassion.
So that's why she feels so strongly about working with hospice. Here's an interesting note. First quarter of the rest of your life is a $10,000 gift from Peyton's Promise to the grand prize winner, as chosen by some members of the board of directors, and you, the Ace and TJ Radio family, will come together to form one vote. She has 4 kids. She has 5 kids total. 4 are daycare age. She said last year they spent over $9,000 on daycare alone. That's why this money would be so important, because that would give her the freedom to be able to get to nursing school and finish up and finally get her RN degree, as she's tried to do several times but had to drop out. And again, mention her husband is active duty military, and they've moved several times without notice, and that's why she's had to drop out in the past. So she's trying to finish up now that she lives in Elgin, South Carolina, and they know they're apparently going to be here long enough for her to finish and become an RN. That's her story. That's Alyssa's stories. You've heard 3 of the 4. Tomorrow, you'll hear one more story, the 4th of the final 4, which is an incredible story. And then we'll open it up for voting. We're going to have a poll set up on our social media, on our website, for you to vote. And the radio family will comprise one vote, along with the members of the Ace and TJ board of directors and all who are voting on who will win the first quarter of the rest of your life and win the $10,000 from Peyton's Promise. That announcement will come on Monday. So be here tomorrow morning at this time to hear the last of the final 4 entries.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Oh, what if all of the members of the Ace and TJ Show were single? You had a chance for dreams to come true, and you could date a show member. But which one of us would you not date, and why? That's the question next.
Now you can hear and see the show anytime. Just click acetj.com or acetj.tv. How you want, when you want. This is the Ace and TJ Show. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
It is the opinion of some experts that your business is destined to fail if you don't advertise it and brand it with Ace TJ Media. That's what some experts believe. That there's a 90-something% chance your business will fail. Now I don't have the proof of the study in front of me here, but that's just, that's okay, we'll call it a rumor at this point. So if you have a business and you want to advertise on the internet, you want to advertise on the radio or on TV, whatever you want to do, we got what you need. We'll make your commercials, your advertisements. We'll get them where they need to go. We'll handle all of it for you, and at a price that other people who do the same thing would laugh at. Like, what are you doing? So you can afford it. Go to acetjmedia.com, acetjmedia.com, and check it out. See what we can do for you and your business.
There's a popular trend from a decade ago that is making a comeback thanks to TikTok, and doctors are now coming out saying, no, do not do this. It's called beezing. Anybody remember beezing? People are putting Burt's Bees lip balm under their eyes and claiming it gets them high, that it enhances the effects of alcohol and helps stay awake for doing a little partying and doing a little studying. Well, this is Dr. Brett Cawthon talking about some of the negative effects of beezing.
The peppermint oil in the lip balm is a very strong irritant and can cause inflammation in the eye, redness of the eye, swelling.
So they're saying don't start taking Burt's Beeswax and put it under your eye. They don't know how this has become a thing again. Somebody from, again, it was a decade ago it was first being talked about, but now everybody's like, it made it into a TikTok, and people are saying, they get extra high with it and all this. And
does a doctor ever come into the media and say, "Yeah, whatever you're doing that's fun, that's good for you"?
Well, yeah, but is this fun?
I don't know. That just sounded like a Poindexter sitting in there. Don't put peppermint oil on your eye. Do we even know that guy's a doctor? Didn't sound like one.
Sounds fake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dr. Cawthon?
Yeah. You got a cough, come see Dr. Cawthon.
Give me a break.
Well, While you're in our complex, go next door and see the dentist, Dr. Pullen.
Yeah. I haven't seen this.
gracious.
This hasn't come up on my For You page on TikTok or anything, but apparently
What gets you high?
they say there's something about it because it's the peppermint or whatever that going under your eye, that the way it seeps in causes you to get high. It doesn't even sound like it would even work.
I'll do it right now. I'll get high right here on the radio.
I got Burt's Bees Vanilla Bean. That wouldn't work then, would it? It has to be the peppermint kind.
It just says lip balm.
It sounds like a frat thing, like, yeah, put chapstick under your eyes and it'll get you messed up. It's like, no, it won't. Put deodorant in your hair.
Goes through the scalp.
Yeah, right. This is not real.
Bro, I got to do it.
Yeah, but if you're sensitive to peppermint oil, grow up. I mean, get out of college.
Right, dweeb.
Oh, it irritated my eye, the peppermint oil. It's like, you're not cut out for this life. Grow up.
That's not the thing I expected you to be most upset about, Riggins.
Give me a break. Oh, it could irritate your eye.
Oh, you're such a delicate little baby.
Yeah, like,
But I mean, you're dumb if you're doing it anyway.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, well.
You're dumb.
Granted.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be bees.
Ace TJ 5G.
Oh, for everybody who's asking about YouTube, we are not live on YouTube at the moment. We're at our task for doing some retooling, some systems upgrades, and so forth and so on. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks while we try to get everything, working even better for you to watch us live on YouTube. So, doesn't mean you still can't check out our YouTube channel. Ace TJ TV on YouTube. A lot of cool stuff up there, including TJ and Jody's House podcast, the show every day, our daily video, which is one of our favorite segments of the show every single day. Rob's Nerd News podcast. Is Nerd News up on YouTube, Rob?
Yup.
Yeah. So that's up today. And today, hopefully, a brand new edition of The Meaningful Meeting, which is my podcast I just did last night. So we got to get the details on that wrapped up today. Have it up by 11 o'clock today for you. So Ace TJ TV on YouTube. That's our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. There's a heartbroken mom-to-be who's been left in a pretty terrible situation. She's discovered that her husband cheated on her with her sister, and now they are both pregnant.
I'm just kidding.
The pregnant wife claims she discovered her husband's unfaithfulness 2 months ago and that he's tried to earn her forgiveness. Quote, he told me they, her sister and husband, were pregnant with twins and begged for my forgiveness. He spoiled me with gifts. He offered to buy me an apartment, a new car, whatever I wanted. He said if she goes through with the pregnancy that he will have no part in it, that he would only be a father to the child I mother. End quote. She felt ready to divorce him and start a new life without him and without her sister until she found out that the sister's expecting as well. Now she said she tragically feels that she has no choice but to stay with her partner for financial security. She added, quote, we had fertility issues and trying to conceive was a struggle. My pregnancy was supposed to be a blessing, but instead I'm wondering why now, why after all this? I've yearned for this for years, and now it's happening, and I don't even know how I'm going to be able to put a roof over my baby's head if I leave him, end quote.
That's tough.
Sister and husband, dirtbags.
Yeah.
Sorry, pregnant sister and husband, dirtbags. So he's got 3 kids on the way by 2 sisters.
And what will they be to each other? They're more than cousins.
They're like twin cousins, aren't they? Or cousin brothers.
They're halves. They're first cousins and half siblings.
Yeah.
Now, for a lot of people, just knowing that story, you would immediately say, well, let's say he were to become single. Are you going to date the guy that got 2 sisters pregnant at the same time? That's a killer for a lot of people. A lot of women would say, that just doesn't pass the test for me. I'm sorry. He might be a nice guy. He might claim he's better, but that's not going to work for me on any level. Now,
Picky.
Exactly. as members of the Ace and TJ show, we share a lot of our lives with you. Sometimes maybe we feel like we share too much. I know a lot of times the people around us feel like we share too much when they're involved. But hypothetically, this won't work with Alexis because there's only one girl on the show. But hypothetically, all of the men on the show were single. Based on what you know about us, what doesn't pass the test? Like, which show member or members don't pass your basic litmus test for dating? Like, if we were single, TJ and I both have kids. Maybe you wouldn't be interested in dating somebody who has kids. Maybe you don't want pets. Riggins has pets. Maybe you don't like gamers. For that reason, Tech D Rob would never work for you. We posted this last night, and the best part of it was people arguing back and forth about who's good, who's bad, why this is bad. Well, that's not bad for me. That's good for me, that kind of thing. So at the Ace TJ show, and if you want to be anonymous, you can just DM us. But who doesn't pass your test and why? Which guy on the show would you not date, and why is the most important reason? I can say this did not go the way I expected it to on our social media last night. One name came up more than any other, and I was a little surprised. So answer now. We'll give you the details next.
Hear the Ace and TJ show anytime at acetj.com. And now you can see the Ace and TJ show. acetj.tv. How you want, when you want. This is the Ace and TJ show. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Let's go boom. We mentioned it's a big week for the Ace and TJ show with Peyton's Promise, giving away $10,000 to someone in the first quarter of the rest of your life. None of that would be possible, however, were it not for you, the Ace and TJ radio family, and our great Peyton's Promise sponsors like Bradham Brothers, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. For over 50 years, they've served thousands and thousands of customers with honesty and a smile and a ton of integrity. They offer top quality trained products. They take pride in the level of service they provide their customers. And all you have to do is meet them, and you will instantly know the type of people you're dealing with are first-class people. It's installation and service that you can trust from Bradham Brothers, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. BRADHAM Brothers.com to schedule service or get a free estimate today. That's BradhamBrothers.com.
Feeling kind of bad for. I'm feeling kind of bad. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I'm feeling bad for Alexis this morning because she's still on her diet thing, you know, and she was heating up her breakfast this morning. I hear the ding of the microwave. She comes back in here and she says it's a turkey bacon and egg wrap. I thought, oh, that sounds not so bad. I don't know if there's any reason to be depressed about that. She just seemed sad about it. And then it smells good, you know, and then she pulls out her cutlery to start cutting it up. And then it starts. I mean, I'm talking sawing. She is having to saw through this bacon egg wrap.
Yeah, that turkey bacon's kind of stiff a little bit.
Is it a little tough?
Yeah.
Why don't you just pick it up and eat it?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. Why are you looking at how I eat my burrito?
I'm endlessly fascinated by you and everything you do. Is
I'm
that
sure
okay?
you made a lot of noise when you were sawing through this burrito.
She was. I mean, the elbow was up in the air. And
I didn't think you were back on the diet until after our vacation. It's coming up.
Officially, but I'm still trying to eat as healthy as possible so that I don't just derail myself all the way.
Okay.
Because I have lost some weight, so I don't want to gain it back.
I can tell. She has
Thanks.
lost weight.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I thought you said you can tell she's not on her diet right now. Every time her elbow bends, her mouth flies open. It's crazy.
It is the only diet I know of that you can eat burritos on it, though.
Right. I mean, listen, I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to find all the loopholes.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know if this will tempt you or anything, but I saw blackout chocolate cake trending yesterday. It's because that's the new Oreo flavor. Blackout cake Oreos.
So it's chocolate on chocolate?
Chocolate and then like dark chocolate cream in the middle.
Ooh, I might like that.
Women love a blackout
Oh,
cake.
I know.
With
The
vanilla
more
ice cream.
chocolatey, the better. I bet it tastes like X-Lax laxative chocolate.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
So who on this show is not passing your dating test? Alexis just informed us that she wouldn't date any of us.
You guys are annoying.
As if we didn't know that you felt that way already.
Dude, we don't want to date you either.
Good. I don't want y'all to want to date me.
Well, I don't want you to not want us to want you.
So, here's the thing I find most interesting about this. Teg D Rob.
Yeah, I was looking through the comments.
Teg D Rob came out #1 for not passing the test for these ladies.
Y'all lost.
For example, which one has the hardest time sleeping? Riggins or Rob? They ended up going with Rob.
If that's the litmus test, I'm
Yeah. Several people just said it's too cold. It's 50 degrees in Rob's bedroom at night. No, that just doesn't work for them. There's no way they could ever do that. Regina said, "Who's the most chill?" Certainly not Ace. But I can deal with a lot if someone just cleans after themselves and goes with the flow.
That's me, Mr. Go with the flow.
Yeah, that's
I always
totally
say that.
you.
That's me.
Cindy said Rob because of the video games for sure.
Sorry you don't like fun.
She did say there's just always something about Riggins, his cute self.
Oh.
Ooh.
But I probably wouldn't be able to date him either because he doesn't like to go out or leave home ever.
Yeah. That could be problematic.
Rob, and only, all caps, because of the video game thing. Been there, done that. I think y'all are all pretty great, though.
I don't get why the video games are such an issue. It's
'Cause
like
they're
it's his
annoying.
hobby.
Yeah, but
It's
there's
a hobby.
I get it.
But
I've been there.
like she says, been there, done that. She has been with a guy, at least one guy, who was obsessed with video games and addicted to the video games and can't focus or do anything else. Focus on or do anything else.
And that's kind of a theme, like this lady Stacy that said it's probably the funky little toys that Rob collects. I can't handle all that. My ex had too many anime/video game collectibles. A lot of the people who say Rob say it's exes. Rob, I can't have my man playing video games all day unless he's grabbing a broom, pretending to be a ninja fighter and sweeping the floors.
Okay.
Yeah, women either want a guy who is full on, acts like an adult man, or a servant. That's what they want.
A servant.
Yep.
Most of these weren't very kind to me, but I did see somebody said that my laugh could heal their worst of days.
And that's a great compliment.
I love
Yeah.
that. That brightened my whole day when I read that a little bit ago.
It unheals my
Like,
ears,
your-
but
Your loud laugh like that or the wheeze?
I don't know. It just says your laugh could heal my worst of days.
Wow.
Very poetic.
Cynthia says Riggins wouldn't pass the test. Too many pillows.
Well, that is probably true.
She also said, or TJ, the Bane mask and bed lift at night would be too much for her.
It is a maverick mask. Crazy lady.
Don't you call it Bane?
I look like Maverick.
Riggins, he's just too used to being alone, and I want attention from my man every once in a while. And Macy said Riggins because I thought this was an interesting answer. He'd unintentionally hurt my feelings.
What does that mean? I would unintentionally hurt her feelings?
Kimberly said, which one mentioned once that they actually liked jury duty? Because that's going to make me say pass.
Ugh. I don't know why, but I
that
get it.
I think that was me, that I always wanted to be on the jury. Yeah.
I always wanted to be the judge and jury.
Dawn said, all of them. Ace is too hot-tempered. TJ because he thinks he's right, and he's, all caps, not.
Yes, I am.
Not Rob because of the video games. Maybe Riggins because he does have a dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that person writing from an institution?
It doesn't say.
A hospital of some sort?
This one I said, Ace seems a little too uptight about cleanliness, and I'm a slob, so that would clash.
I like that.
Erica said it would be me again, Ace, because he's a Gemini. Rob,
Ooh, that's a great reason.
Samantha said, Rob, the rigidity, the hermitish ways, the messiness, the laziness. He's afraid of children selling lemonade. Come on.
She's not wrong.
That last part was kind of
Kathy said, Rob, I don't like gamers, and Riggins is just weird.
Oh,
That's fair.
Rhonda said, TJ, he's too pushy with his political views.
Well, sounds like you need my pushy political views,
Let's see.
Miss Thing.
One lady said, TJ, but he's cute, though. So she didn't say why I should like him, but she just threw in there, but he is cute, though.
I think a lot of times women just can't come to grips with the fact that I'm always right about them.
Well,
That's what it is.
And that is the number one answer for you that people say, women saying he thinks he knows all there is to know about women. Or, like one lady said here, besides his political social views, he likes to push people's buttons. And she doesn't care for that.
Like I said, they're just in denial. Did any of them give a specific example of what I've been wrong about when it comes to things
No.
I've said about women?
No, they
'cause
didn't say
can't.
that.
They can't do that research. They cannot do it.
No results.
And if you got buttons that need to be pushed, ladies, here I am. Somebody's got to push them. If they don't get pushed, then you end up not being the best you can be. I'll take
Here's
those arrows.
And one lady put together an order of who she would date. Riggins, you need that funny, twisted, smart humor that is always so great. She would date Rob second, but dude has to love my dogs more and play less games. We can be antisocial together. Your laugh could heal my worst days. And then she said, Ace, I'd date him third. I feel like you're too freaky. Spontaneous fun is great, but I think you've got creepier thoughts in play. Plus, you like to clean too much. Let my stuff set and marinate for a second before you start huffing and puffing.
Oh, brother. It's quite detailed.
Yeah.
She thought about it.
And again, the number one answer, though, was Rob, mainly because he's a gamer.
Well, they ain't got good taste.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, Rob. Lash out.
it's like they don't
This is
deserve
the
all
Ace and
this.
TJ Show.
They would be lucky to have me.
You know they all really want to come home and see me sitting in my underwear every day playing video games.
That's a man. We'll do Now Trending coming up next.
Get more Ace and TJ than ever before
Wait a minute.
at acetj.com or acetj.tv. You can hear and see the Ace and TJ Show anytime you want. More Ace and TJ is coming up. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
We're a little over a week away from a really special night. It's the 25th anniversary of the Ace and TJ Show. 25 years to the day that the Ace and TJ Show started in the mothership market of Charlotte. And we were, together for about 5 years before that, but this is still quarter century in Charlotte. And we're celebrating with a big party at the Hyatt Centric South Park. Now, there are no free tickets available for that. Those went in about 2 minutes when we put them up for the Ace and TJ Share Funny family. You've already been invited. It's just a couple of minutes to be full. Here's what is left and available for that night. It's a really good deal. It's the very special Ace TJ 25 VIP tickets that are available. You get early entry. You get post-show private meet and greet. You get priority seating with a couple of free drinks and some appetizers and everything. You also get one night at the Hyatt Centric South Park voucher. That means it's good for a year. You get a night at the Hyatt Centric South Park for a year. You get $100 in Fahrenheit gift cards, a $50 gift card to Palestra Boutique Spa, and a $25 gift card for Johnny Fly sunglasses. And entry into the one entry into the on-site raffle for even more prizes. All of that, it's $400 per couple, but it's valued at over double that. Its value's about $800. So that's what's left. Go to acetj.com/25. That's acetj.com/25 to find out more about the VIP package for Thursday night, April 6th at the Hyatt Centric South Park.
Alexis, when you say that your spicy boyfriend, Jay, eats like an old man, do you mean things like he eats salmon patties and pineapple upside down cake? Is that how he eats like an old man?
No, I was talking more about he tucks in like the napkin into his shirt.
Oh.
Like an old man.
Okay. I saw that video on your story and I was dying laughing.
Yeah, because he's such a dweeb. I was like, why are you doing that right now? It's not like we're eating like crab legs or something where you're supposed to wear a bib.
He does it every meal, or just when he's wearing something and he doesn't want to get messed up.
Yesterday was the first time that I saw it, and I was just like flabbergasted. Like, this is the guy I'm dating.
Did he do? Was it a paper napkin or a cloth napkin?
No, it was a paper napkin, and it wasn't just one that they bring to the table. It's the kind that they pre-roll the silverware in.
Yeah.
So it was all wrinkled, and then he like is tucking it into his sweater.
So did he do like one corner of it into the shirt?
Yeah, like
I
one
think that's
corner
the proper
of
way
it.
that you're supposed to do it.
So it fans out. Kind
Yeah, and it was just fanned out. This hot, giant white napkin.
How does it stay in there?
I don't know, but it was.
You're not a fan.
I'm not a fan of it.
Well, they look pretty sexy on him.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Alexis just said she's trying to be like me.
No, I did not.
And she didn't think I heard her.
I did not say that.
What did you
I
say?
heard you. She said I'm going to be like TJ is with Jody, with my boyfriend Jay, and I'm going to give him all kinds of good-natured ribbing.
Yeah.
For his pleasure.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, but I didn't say I'm going to try to be like TJ. I said I'm going to be how like TJ is with Jody. There's a difference. No, because the way you said it
What
is.
is the
no.
difference? I'm not hearing a difference.
I
There's a
heard
huge
I'm going to try to be like my hero.
No, exactly. That's how he's trying to play it out to be. That's not how I say it.
Now trending on the Ace and TJ show.
So Ace was just talking during the commercial. This is pretty wild. In John Wick Chapter 4, which did, I think, close to $80 million over the weekend, they said Keanu Reeves only spoke how many words?
Is it 168? 368.
Yeah.
368 words. So people are still going to see that movie without
That's
a lot of
I'm
dialogue.
sorry, 380 words.
In a 6-hour movie.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
It's
Almost 3 hours.
Here's his longest line of dialogue. Quote, "You and I left a good life behind a long time ago, my friend." End quote. That's the longest line he has in the entire movie.
my friend.
That's like the best paycheck ever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all that other stuff he has to do. It's harder to act just with expressions than it is with words.
If you don't think Keanu earned it, you can get out of here.
Yeah,
I mean, what he did to his body.
Okay.
It's real to me.
yeah, people love Keanu, and I think he's like an okay actor. I don't know. I've never seen him do.
But I think he's a really cool guy.
You think that's
Like,
why
every
people like
time
him?
you see him interviewed, he just seems like a nice, genuine person, and he likes people, and he seems to be very kind to people, and just a really good person.
Yeah, and he has to be overly nice to have agreed to do that Lake House movie with Sandra Bullock. So,
I like that one. Is that with the mailbox?
yeah,
Yeah, that was awful.
terrible.
And I heard he's a bit of a freak. I've heard some things.
Like he believes in the Matrix and stuff.
No.
You mean Matrix in the bedroom?
Like he believes in the Matrix.
What kind of question?
Like he's a universe. He's a child of the cosmos.
Yeah, basically. Is what I was saying.
Whatever that means.
Today's National Pita Day. Pita.
Oh, I love a pita.
Do you love a pita? Mm-hmm. Love a gyro?
Cheesesteak pita is one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds
Ace,
good.
A pita is like a flatbread. It's round. Why are you laughing? I'm just explaining what a pita is to Ace.
Yeah, like I don't know what a pita is.
Oh, you do know what a pita
Yeah,
is?
I'm aware
Okay,
of what a
all right.
pita is.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
I don't go on that bandwagon.
What?
You don't like pita?
I'd much rather have bread,
Oh, no.
and I'd much
good.
rather have tortilla chips than pita chips.
Oh no! Now when you have like a nice thick dip,
Yeah,
the
I
pita
like-
chip
I like
holds a lot
pita
better.
chips.
I'd always rather have a thicker tortilla chip than.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
some jalapeno pita chips that are a staple in my household.
Shrimp crab
sounds
dip.
good.
Oh yeah, they're good.
I think people just eat them because they're foreign. and it makes them seem like they're cultured.
And I do like a nice pita with Greek salad.
Right.
It's delicious.
Get some good old French bread, 100% American French bread.
There it is. American tortilla chips.
That's right.
Exactly.
And it's also national.
Don't get that Greek stuff on my table.
That's right.
You keep your black olives and your what is that cheese they like?
Feta.
Them Greeks? Feta, yeah.
Yeah.
Feta, because that's what it smells like.
It's also National Mom and Pop Business Owners Day. And they always call it mom and pop shops, but it's never mom and dad. I always wondered why they chose that. It's mom.
I don't know.
That's
not
mom and dad.
pop.
Because if the family's money's invested, mom's money's invested also.
Yeah, I know, but like it's always called mom and pop.
Because
You know,
maybe
like a
it's the same letter, like MOMPOP, so it just looks
better.
better.
Yeah, maybe.
I think maybe because when they first started, when they came here to U.S. America and their started businesses, from the foreign countries and all that, they called the dad Papa.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I like it when you call me Big Papa.
Hey, Papa.
Yeah, it was in the 90s when they started that.
And then you can go watch. I was on Facebook Live last night at the Ace TJ show. I was on there briefly for about 15 minutes because I had to go to bed. But thank you for everybody that joined me on that Facebook Live. I got a lot of great content.
One of my favorite things was Riggins was talking about this event we have coming up and asking people to offer examples of questions that he could ask because he's emceeing this big thing a week from tomorrow. And the questions people started out asking were like, why is your house so dark? Where's your dog? Why are you not wearing a hat? It was at one point he was like, hey, let's focus on the task at hand here.
Yeah, was that Amanda? She was like, I saw it come in from the Ace and TJ show. Why is it so dark in there? I'm like, well, that's got to be Amanda because Ace will not ask that.
Yeah, and I pointed out to her, I was like, hey, my phone is on the Ace and TJ show. Don't be asking questions on the Ace and TJ show. Get off the thing.
I knew it was her.
And then there was a conversation about somebody said to ask me and TJ who our favorite show members were. We could make an all-star show from the past. And she said, I'm going to pass it. Don't put the phone down. Don't put anything on there. Don't
No,
answer
I asked that.
I know you did, but she was going to provide an answer because I answered the question to her. I said, I already got it in my head. Here we go. And she was like, I'm gonna let him know he made the cut. And I was like, leave it alone. Stay out of it.
It was fun. So thank you. You can go watch the video right now. It's still up on our Facebook page and leave a comment for Ace and TJ. And those are just a few things that are now trending.
There's a rule that I live by that I think everybody should heed. What is the rule and how is it going to upset some people? I don't know because everybody's touchy. That's how. You can't do anything without people getting all triggered and whatnot. But it's going to be fun, hopefully. We'll do it next.
From the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Ace TJ 5G is brought to you by O'Connor Insurance Associates. They're an independent insurance agency, and they put their clients first. They treat every client how they would want to be treated, and that's what makes them so great. So get your insurance. Get the most insurance for your money at acetj.com/O'Connor.
If you are a short guy who has no hair, congratulations, you have become the total package, my friends. There's a new poll from dating.com that found this is a great time to be short, bald, and single. A third of people currently looking for a man said that being bald and under 5'7" would have, all caps, no impact on their decision to date them. 36% also said they'd feel more comfortable making the first move on a guy who's short or missing some hair up top. So if you're short and balding, you might not even have to do anything. Just stand by the bar, put out the vibe. Wait for the ladies to come to you.
Why are they lying to these guys?
No, it's true. It's true.
It's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
According to one poll, Alexis, one benefit of dating a guy who's short and bald is that he probably won't cheat on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
72% said they'd be less worried their man would cheat if he was short and bald or seen as the less attractive one in the relationship.
Yeah, that's it.
So they're
Right
basically
there.
saying, oh, hey, being ugly is cool because they're
No.
not going to cheat on you.
Yeah, they're saying that they want to be able to control the guy, and because they're superior to him, because he's short and bald. It's like when a guy says, yeah, I mean, It's so much easier if you marry an overweight, ugly woman, because she'll do anything for you. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
It's like you can do whatever you want. If you got an overweight and ugly woman, she looks at you as a prize. She'll do anything to keep you.
Yep.
That's what it is.
That's messed up.
It says overall, though, 63% of singles say personality is more important than looks. I always take that to mean if they would go with the one that might be slightly less attractive because he has a better personality. You know, they can say better look. You're not going to date some guy that you find repulsive just because he has a great personality.
Right.
You know, the guy's got to at least be somewhat attractive to you before you'll even consider going out with him to even find out about his personality.
Yeah, it can't be goat face.
Exactly.
You look like a goat up in the face.
Ew.
Chew in a circle.
Ace TJ 5G.
There's a man in Missouri, a.k.a. Missouri, who was arrested for violating a protection order, a.k.a. a restraining order. He was accused of stalking and harassing someone. He showed up at there was a store, I guess this person worked at, and he showed up there after the restraining order had been issued. But he hadn't been served with it yet. So when the police got there, they said, you got to leave, and then they served him with the restraining order. And that was at 1:20 p.m. According to the police, he violated the restraining order 40 minutes later and showed back up.
Hey, why wait, man? Get after it.
Like, this ain't gonna stop me. So, yeah, he's been charged with stalking in the first degree, violation of a protection order for an adult, being held without bond, aka remanded. He's been remanded. Now, there's a picture of him in this article, and it's not a mugshot, it doesn't look like, but it's a picture of him, and he's wearing a beanie hat, a tobog, and it's one of those that folds up. You know, you pull it down and you fold it up, and it displays a message on the front of it.
Yes.
And the message is the logo for Backwoods Smokes.
Oh yeah, I like those beanies.
You know, those cheap cigars that come in a pouch.
I like that.
You do like those?
Oh, I love those beanies.
Oh, I thought you meant for the Backwoods Smokes.
No.
So that's a thing. That's a style. That's not just free merch.
No, it's like a merch people wear. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can see it around.
Okay, and then that's where my rule of life comes in. Just because something is free doesn't make it good.
Amen to that.
You know?
Yep.
Man, it was free. Yeah. But I didn't know that was a stylish trend for the young criminal.
You know, it's just like a piece, a fashion piece.
Mm-hmm. But it is free.
I don't know
It's
if
a
it's
merch.
free.
Do you
I
buy 'em?
feel like you buy them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I learned this lesson back when I was a young man and I was a smoker of cigarettes. And I had a red jacket that I loved that was free that I got with Marlboro Miles.
Heck yes.
You look on, I don't know if they still have it or not, but on a pack of Marlboros, there was a little thing on the side, a little code thing, and it would say 5 miles. And you would pull that little piece off of the pack and save it, and then you send it into Marlboro, and however many miles you got, you could pick out something from the Marlboro merch catalog.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm wearing cigarette apparel. I saw a guy one time, an older gentleman in a doctor's office, not wearing it to be funny, just wearing it because I know he just said, it's a T-shirt that I was given and I'm going to wear it. it had the Viagra logo on it. It was one of those things that they give with the product, just a free T-shirt
with the Viagra logo.
Yeah, it was awesome. But it's hard to get a millennial to follow that rule, Ace. That just because it's free doesn't mean that you should think that it's good.
Yeah, no, I live by the opposite of that.
Yeah,
making it free makes it like that much more lit.
Really?
Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna flex on people and be like, I got this for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Because it makes it seem like that you are smarter than the average person because you got something and you didn't even have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna rock it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's why we are in the shape we're in.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Thinking it's cool to wear backwoods smokes hats.
That's very cool,
and Marlboro,
It's very cool.
Yeah, it looks like
it's a lifestyle.
On this guy who's been arrested for stalking. It looks very flexy on him.
It's fashion. You wouldn't get it.
I know I wouldn't. It's not the kind of fashion I would get. But it is the kind of fashion you would get. So I give you that.
Mm-hmm.
You win this one.
Thank you. Finally, I got one.
Yeah. When is your catalog coming out? That's what I want to know. Free stuff for criminals.
She didn't even know the story. She just saw that hat. Yeah, she was like, "That's dope."
Oh yeah, I like that beanie. Yeah. That's lit.
Okay, well, good. We'll get you one. You can pass them out to all your friends.
Yep.
It can just be the backwoods gang.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Coming up next, we have a parenting expert that tells you the one thing you should always say to your kids that's going to make a difference. A parenting expert. We'll find out if she's really an expert or not. Coming up next.
The Ace and TJ Show 5G app is sponsored by Papa John's. Order now on our app, the Papa John's app, or papajohns.com. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Let me go ahead and answer a very important question for you. Maybe this afternoon, maybe tonight, maybe this weekend. Next time somebody says, what are we doing for food? Papa John's. Because Papa John's has a couple of things that are absolutely spectacular in addition to their normally great pizza. Now, the crispy Parm pizza. They have a blend of Parmigiano Romano cheeses baked into their fantastic thin crust. It's a combo that adds what they call a unique texture that will delight your senses. Here's the bottom line. I've had it. It's fantastic. It's just delicious. That's all you need to know. And you can order crispy Parm pizza delivery or carry out right now. Game night, looking to spice up just a regular weeknight dinner. Papa John's has you covered. Order for delivery or carry out online through papajohns.com. You can also order through the Papa John's app or just call your local restaurant. It's super easy. But check it out. The crispy Parm pizza from Papa John's, sponsored the Ace and TJ app.
What is new on the menu? Mammoth balls.
Okay.
Yep. There's some group of scientists in Australia that do that whole thing where they grow meat in a lab. Doesn't that sound delicious? They have taken the DNA of a mammoth, a woolly mammoth, and kind of mixed it with an elephant, and they grew a giant ball of mammoth meat in the lab. And so, the purpose of these stupid groups is so you don't have to eat living animals, and it's something to do with, the environment because animals fart and that's killing all of us. It's messing up the entire climate of the earth because animals fart. So this way you can just grow meat in a lab. Now, here's the thing. They said nobody can eat this big mammoth ball because they don't know, because of the mammoth itself has been out of circulation for so long, whether the human stomach of today could handle the stuff that would be in mammoth balls.
So not that it was grown it's meat grown in a lab.
Right. And they said that they'll work on and do some tweaking next time so somebody can actually try, when they get another, set of mammoth balls that they can make.
Why did they do that out of all the animals? Like, why do they want to do mammoth balls?
Well, because those scientists are obsessed with the woolly mammoth, just like marine biologists and all are obsessed with the megalodon shark that exists, the prehistoric shark that existed. So forth. It's like that's what they have a fetish for it or something. I think, like they desire it. Yes,
They should do
love
dinosaur balls instead.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that would be better?
I guess.
Would you think that would be smaller than a mammoth, big ball of mammoth meat? Depends on the dinosaur.
It depends on
I
the
guess.
dinosaur, yeah. And I feel like the texture would be a lot different.
I think it would be tougher.
Yeah.
The dinosaur would be tougher.
And fishier, right? Because they're reptiles.
Yeah.
Scaly. They're going to be scaly balls.
I mean, that's if you believe they existed to begin with, which I don't.
Stop it.
The dinosaurs.
I don't believe there were dinosaurs and that they know how fast they could run and all of that stuff like they say now. That's just a bunch of hooey. Hogwash is what that is.
Gosh.
Paleontologist hogwash.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
All right. So, whether you've got kids now or you plan to have them someday, this parenting expert says that she can help you. There is one phrase every parent should use on their kids, she says, and that is, it can be really hard to be a kid, right?
Good one.
The point is to show them you understand their point of view and you're on their side. It also tells them life's complicated, even for kids, and that's normal. Quote, you are connecting to a reality that very few adults actively name for their kids. It helps them feel, quote unquote, seen.
Yeah.
Parenting expert.
Yeah. I think it's
No,
that
man.
makes some sense.
No, hell no. You got to give them the old woman in the shoe treatment. Whoop them soundly and send them to bed. That's what you do.
Kids are to be seen, not heard.
Sometimes.
Well, that's what she said. You let them know they are seen. But that doesn't mean you got to listen to what they say. They're idiots most of the time. Well, you going to let a kid run the household? No. You know why? Because they're dumb. My kids were illiterate until they were about 5.
Yeah, that was bad.
What am I going to get them to do? Nothing. Hard enough trying to get their mama to do something. I got to pretend like I'm seeing her, listening to her.
A lot of seeing, man.
I mean, whipping her soundly and sending her to bed like the old woman in the shoe.
Did the woman in the shoe beat her kids?
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them broth without any bread and whipped them soundly and sent them to bed. Now, they may have changed it by the time y'all came along to something,
remember that.
something more pleasant, like she hugged them soundly and sent them to bed. But the original said whipped them.
So they got to
whipped them good.
They got to live in a shoe and get beaten up.
That's right. And eat nothing but broth. You know why? Because that's what Mama had.
Yeah.
Mama had broth and an unquenched desire for a lot of relations.
Yeah. Why is that the kids' fault?
I mean,
I
they
miss
never
that
said
part?
anything about how she get all those kids.
Oh, well, that's true. I didn't think about that.
I mean, even in nursery rhymes, the kids come from one place.
Yeah.
Hit yourself.
So that's why she ain't got nothing but broth. She's mad at having to take it out on the kids, whooping them.
It's crazy.
She need to look in the mirror. But none of those kids turned out to be delinquents that I know.
As far
I
as we
haven't
know.
heard anything about that. They're all law-abiding citizens to this day. So this parenting expert that says tell your kids that you understand their life is hard, she's just some kind of a cuckoo.
Yeah. God
Give
forbid
them
you
the
let
woman in the shoe treatment. That's what they get.
God
right
forbid
there.
you let them know that you're on their side.
But I'm not. How many times are you ever on their side? Not very often.
You're always on their side.
No. Especially when they make their mama mad and I got to come home to it.
Good point.
I don't care what they did. If I'm coming in and she's going to tell me that she's angry at you, then you gonna get whooped soundly and sent to bed. TJ Parenting 101.
Live from the Calitrin Studios. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More of the Ace and TJ Show next.
There are some beach goers on Nantucket. That's in Massachusetts. How far did you live from Nantucket?
That was a few hours. That's
Alexis?
towards the coast.
Yeah. Well, it's actually,
Right?
yeah, it's on the coast.
Yeah.
You have to go towards the coast to get on the coast.
Okay, whatever, dude.
Oh my God, you're so
So annoying.
pay attention. Because evidently the beaches of Nantucket have passed a local ordinance that says that it can be topless. And so the peoples there don't like it, but they voted it, didn't they? Wasn't it? I think it was a full, like the town voted on the referendum. And so now these people are complaining they don't want to see beach season coming because they don't want to have to deal with all these houses on the beach and all. They don't want to have to look out there and see what will probably be a bunch of ugly people, ugly women going topless. Because it's never pretty people doing that, you know.
No, I don't blame him. Yeah.
But
Who wants to look at that?
wonder how many arguments will happen between spouses when the husband never really cares who's out on the beach or whatnot. But all of a sudden this season, he's out there with binoculars and things. Trying to perv on the women on the beach topless.
Suddenly, he's gotten interested in birds.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just checking on the seagulls or whatever. He's just, I've been checking. I got my binoculars. I'm just trying to check on the birds.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I would want that either. I mean, I want to live on the beach, but I wouldn't want to live on a topless beach because, I mean, what kind of riffraff does that bring?
Oh God.
You know?
The dirtiest among us are the nude beach people. It's true.
Come on. It's just topless beach. Is that different than nude?
In Europe, maybe, but in America, they're just
it's
foul.
And that's what I always say. It brings out people who nobody really volunteers to see them naked, so they have to force people to do it.
Yeah.
And some people find that offensive. But I'm thinking, if you're not ugly, why would you find that offensive?
True.
You know?
Good point.
And if you're not ugly and walking around topless in public, then how could you find it offensive? Yeah. It's only offensive to the ugly, topless exhibitionists. You know? And I know we're pretty big in the nudist community.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, I take back what I said then.
Well, I mean, the only problem is that they don't have any pockets to keep their phones or whatever to listen to us on.
Yeah.
Yeah, fanny packs.
Mm-hmm.
I had no
Naked
idea.
with
What,
Can you
fanny
imagine
packs.
a naked old man walking around with nothing but a fanny pack and some earbuds? That would be crazy. That's going to be me. That will be me, but I won't realize I'm naked. I'll be that far gone.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
So many things are going on this morning. We'll do Now Trending coming up next.
Ace and TJ. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Bringing it. Hey, we got our big thing coming up, the anniversary show, April 6th. You can't get in like regular folk. All of those tickets are gone, but you can get in on the VIP tickets that are available. It's you look at the price and you go, well, that's a lot of money. But then listen to what all you get for the price. You get early entry, post-show private meet and greet. This says invite, but I'm going to say invitation. Priority seating for 2 drinks and snack platter, appetizers, a night at the Hyatt Centric, which doesn't even have to be that night. You got a year to do it. $100 gift card to Fahrenheit restaurant, $50 gift card to $5 gift card to Johnny Fly sunglasses, 1 entry into on-site raffle for all kinds of other great prizes. It's all sponsored by AB Mortgage and Chamber and Associates. We love them, but I mean, this is an $800 value of prizes and all that you get. So if you want to be a VIP, those tickets are available at acetj.com. You can go there. I don't even get this kind of treatment. And I'm the Vest of the highest of VIPs.
We have this big event. It's Thursday night, April 6th. It's happening at the Hyatt Centric South Park. And last night, Riggins was on our Facebook, did Facebook Live, asking people for questions. He's going to kind of MC the thing, celebrating 25 years of the Ace and TJ show in Charlotte. And one of the questions that somebody sent in was, who has been the favorite girl on the show? Who wants to guess who comment number one is?
Oh, duh.
Alexis jumps in there. Me, duh.
Yeah, duh. What kind of question is that?
Were y'all all up on there last night?
Yeah, I jumped
was
on it to
there
watch.
later.
Yeah, I forgot that it started. I got there about 3 minutes late, I guess. I just wanted to see what was happening.
Yeah.
So Alexis
I would have been on there, but I was busy doing anything else.
Alexis said me, and then she goes, they better say my name even if it isn't the truth.
Yep. So you about to lie. I don't care. And if any of you says a different answer, we gonna have problems after that show.
Yep.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Oh.
Oh, are you going to be there?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know you were coming.
What you mean?
I thought we went with our favorite girl of all time for that night, and we had booked her to come in.
I'll beat y'all up.
It's a long flight from L.A., so she's going to have to be rested up.
Whatever. Catch these hands.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
That's just because you Hispanic.
Yeah, that might be right.
I'm glad she agreed with that. Because that could have been bad.
She said it wouldn't bother her if she was going to date a guy and found that his profile picture on social media was just a regular picture of him and his mom.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Right?
Yeah. But I think a lot of women are always looking out for making sure they don't get a mama's boy. They don't get mixed up with a mama's boy. That's why I was asking. But she said she wants a mama's boy, and I said that's because she's Hispanic.
Yep.
And Hispanic ladies like mama's boys?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It sounds right. I don't really know that for a fact, but I was like, yeah, you're right. It sounds about right.
He's going with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it up. I'm just kidding.
Now trending on the Ace and TJ show.
But how many things does she say that we do is because we're white?
Because
that
it's
don't
everything.
that doesn't have any bearing on whatever it is.
Yeah, we're dumb because we're white. We're not
I never said y'all were dumb because you were white. Shut up.
On time because we're white.
Yeah, you are on time. Who does that? Ooh. Squares. Y'all wear your socks weird? Oh no.
Wear
I'm
your
a
socks
Hispanic.
weird.
I'm late because I'm Hispanic. We're always late.
Yeah.
Oh.
And if you don't accept it, that's racist.
I know how it's played.
We have a different clock.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, what, Riggins?
Oh, this was way better than whatever I was going to do.
Sorry.
I love a good
Good race war.
racism. Absolutely. 1,000%. Because I can just sit here and enjoy it. Because the alternative is to talk about why Whoopi Goldberg is trending. And I mean,
Why is Whoopi Goldberg trending?
I mean, it was a heated discussion yesterday or the other day on The View. They were sort of recounting the events in Nashville, the shooting at the school. And she was saying she was wearing a hoodie that said, thoughts and prayers with it canceled out. And it said, legislation is essentially her message. And she said, why people shouldn't be able to own 75 guns, I think was her line. I can't own a tank. I can't own a bazooka. We should know what kind of guns people have. That's why she is trending. So some people support that statement. A lot of people disagree with that statement. So she is
I
being
think
discussed.
she really is one of the stupidest people in media today, in the public eye. Just plain ignorant.
You think?
Stupid, yeah.
I will
I
say-
think they should legislate dreads out of the culture. Just because I don't like Whoopi, so let's get some Congress people on that. Come up with that, or women with funny voices.
Yeah.
Cancel Whoopifer.
Yeah, no more whoop.
No more Whoopifer.
Whoopifer.
I love that. That's like one of my favorite things of yours, Reagan.
He thought her name was actually Whoopifer.
Whoopifer.
Well, I didn't know it was not her real name. TJ said her real name was like Karen or something.
Karen Johnson.
I said, what is Whoopi short for? I said, Whoopifer. I mean, what else could it be short for? Like Jennifer. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. But people are talking about Whoopifer. And this is something interesting. People are also talking, people are buying a lot of flowers now that spring is here. Just a heads up, one tablet of Viagra can double the shelf life of your cut flowers in the vase or vase if you're a normal person, keeping them up for as long as a week beyond their natural lifespan. So if you got some fresh flowers that you love having around the house, because it brightens things up, just throw a Viagra in there and you'll get another week out of it.
Yeah, for an expensive price.
Right. That's why I was like, do people just have Viagra laying around?
Well, look who you're dealing with, Alexis. I would imagine that some of them have Viagra laying.
Yikes.
Who?
I don't know. I mean,
He said, "Look who you're dealing with. Who's she dealing with? Flower?
A couple old dudes.
Yeah, old guys.
Yeah, that's just saying. A couple old guys.
The oldies.
don't take offense to it. There's nothing wrong with taking Viagra.
Right. You need a little help with your guy. You need a little help. That's fine.
With your guy?
With your guy. Your guy needs a little, support. That's fine.
Sensitive.
Yeah, I know.
What are you gonna do?
I'm old fashioned. I don't
need
mess
some
with any of that.
You know,
It's okay if he eats milk.
Hey, buddy. Wake
Popsicle
up.
sticks.
yeah, you just
Popsicle sticks.
build the splint.
Oh, that's not funny.
Yeah. Well, and this isn't funny either. Justin Bieber plans to retire soon from singing. One of the main reasons for this is his mental health. So he just sold his music catalog earlier this year, and now they say he's planning on retiring, which would be kind of sad. He's a young guy. But nevertheless, looks like he's done for the time being, at least, until he's got a new album in 2 years or so. I got a story.
So he reinvents himself.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we got some more stories to cover. We'll get to them next.
You're listening to the Ace and TJ Show. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
We're on the radio, Alexis.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks. No matter what type of event you're having, the Cabarrus Arena has the perfect space. Even if it's just a business meeting, they have everything you need from 5 to 5,000. There is a space just perfect for you at the Cabarrus Arena, because Cabarrus Arena, more than just one great arena, more than just one great building. Find out more at cabarrusarena.com, or just go there to see all of the events they have. It's a shocking number of things that are happening regularly at Cabarrus Arena, cabarrusarena.com.
So during Now Trending, I was talking about they give out this little tip when you bring fresh cut flowers home from the farmer's market or wherever you buy them. If you put them in the vase and add water, if you add a tablet of Viagra to the water, it'll help keep your fresh flowers fresh for a week longer than they normally would. And I said, Alexis, there's probably some guys in this room that take Viagra. And boy, oh boy, they didn't like that. DJ did not like that at all.
Nobody said they didn't like it. I was just saying that the point being, once again, they're so old. They
Your
must
face
need help.
seemed like you didn't enjoy that comment.
I get tired of the old jokes. I get tired of it being everything being that we're so old, because it doesn't even fit about half the time.
Who gets to choose if it fits or not?
Because,
the old people or the non-old people?
Things that happen don't happen necessarily because we're old. They happen because maybe we have a different point of view or perspective on things.
And you're old.
Because sometimes we believe something is different than you do, not because we're old, but because we're smarter. Or whatever the case might be.
Does it bother you more when Alexis calls you old?
Only when it's something that I go, that has nothing to do with my age. That has everything to do with a belief system or the way you approach life or something like that.
Yeah. I didn't know. Well, listen, that's interesting to know. I like when people talk about the things that they're maybe more sensitive about. So, okay.
Oh, it's not that I'm sensitive about it. It's just when it
doesn't
it's not
apply.
everything,
Yeah.
is my point.
Yeah. I got you.
But it didn't bother me because I can't afford Viagra, so I wasn't offended.
Yeah, it's way too damn expensive. It's way too
Maybe
expensive.
you guys should go in together and split one or something.
Half dose.
Yeah.
Half dose
I mean,
each.
I could use that new Apple thing that you're talking about today, Riggins, where you can pay
Hey.
notes on it.
Yeah, you just split it up into 4 easy payments over 6 weeks. Does Viagra come in different dosages?
Yeah.
Can you buy? You can.
I guess with every other pill, there are different milligrams and all. I just saw a thing that said 100 milligrams is however much a tablet and stuff.
They should do them in gummies. That'd be cool. Like little Viagra gummies.
They do them all sorts of ways now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may have different
cool shapes.
different brands. that
Injection.
like,
You're saying because his teeth are, he can't.
There you go. There you go.
Ace TJ 5G.
Okay, so over the weekend, I saw my parents, and I was telling them about, and I kind of want to update on this. A few months ago, Ace went through like a week of having somebody come up and ring his doorbell in the middle of the night, playing like Ding Dong Ditch,
Yeah. Went on
To
for,
the-
yeah.
to the point where they had to call the cops. Like it had happened so many nights in a row.
Yeah.
And I was telling them, how was that ever resolved? They just stopped.
It stopped. I think one of the neighbors saw saw them, and it escalated for a moment because, according to him, he has them on video. They jumped his fence one night and peed all over his back deck and then ran off.
What?
And the cops were out again, and they, if I remember correctly, they caught one person who we believe was a part of it. They didn't catch him doing anything. Like, what are you doing out here, kind of thing. They questioned somebody, like, hey, you kind of fit the description. So he goes, I don't know, but they had no proof. But that might have been enough to kind of put an end to it.
It was kids.
Yeah. The high school, middle, I think. Late, middle, or early high school age kids.
And now we're going to pee on your deck. Like, what is that
That's
about?
how you fit the description.
Yeah, so I was telling my mom about it. I was like, yeah, you had like a week of like Ding Dong Ditch people. And she goes, well, you know what's wild? Back when I was growing up in the 60s, kids would just come up to the windows on the front door. We had like a glass pane in our window, and they would be peeking through the window. And my dad, who was a policeman, would go chase them down. I go, were they like peeping Toms, like trying to, see somebody naked or something? She goes, no, it was just a thing that happened in the suburbs of Chicago. I went, so wait a minute. People would just come up and look in your window? And she goes, oh, all the time. Kids would do that all the time, just acting goofy. Wow.
Oh, that is creepy.
Isn't that weird?
That is so weird.
I mean, you're lucky you didn't get killed.
Right.
Now, if that
would be
happened,
frightening,
you'd meet a shotgun.
You
or
just
something.
turn around and there's a kid looking through the. Oh no,
through the front
I'm
door.
not like that.
Yeah, that to me,
Scary
a
movie.
little kid standing there looking would be more startling than if it's an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said,
It's like a little evil kid.
Yeah.
she goes, your grandma let out a scream that, shook the house. She was so terrified, but she said it happened all the time. So
All the time.
all the time. My grandfather would go chase him down. So a lot of people feel like the government is always watching them, especially with this TikTok drama that's going on. Is our data being shared with the Communist Party of China? They say no. A lot of people seem to say yes. If you had the opportunity to peek through the blinds of one show member just to see what's doing, who would you most like to peep in on? Who would you like to spy on without them knowing? For years, I've said, I want to see what's going on in Rob's house. And he has purposely, because I've said that, kept me at arm's length in a lot of ways.
That's very
it's
true.
probably a good,
Yeah.
probably a good reason to do that. But maybe you want to look in and see what TJ's doing or what Ace and his wife are doing as they prepare for a baby. That's all. That's my close number 2. Or maybe it's Alexis
Yep.
with her disco balls and cats and
Yeah.
mushrooms.
But
and
if you're looking
crystals.
at what I see, you better plead the fifth.
Oh, yeah, sure. Can't tell anybody. So, who do you want to peep on? Ace and TJ's radio peepers. We'll get
Is it
you.
just show members? They're just people show members?
And
Okay.
tell us why you want to look in. At the Ace TJ Show, we'll find out next.
You're listening to the Ace and TJ Show. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
But there's a lot happening in Gaston County. You would be surprised at the number of things that are going on in Gaston County because the climate is just right for a great hike. They've got some incredible trails. If you like thrills like zip lines, skating, whitewater rafting, you can do that in Gafton County. All kinds of family fun at the Shield Museum, or how about a romantic weekend away? You have all of that, plus the Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail, the subject of the latest edition of Ace at Large, which you can see the whole thing on our YouTube channel. Just go to Ace TJ TV on YouTube and search for Ace at Large. It'll pop right up. The Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail, breweries, distilleries, and wineries all through Gaston and into Cleveland County. Each is very different, has its own unique feel and culture. If you want to put them all together, you can. If you want to divide it up and pick a couple of special ones, depending on your mood or what you're going for that day, you can do that also. But either way, you will not be disappointed, because all of these places are awesome. And more importantly, the people are great at every single stop on the Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail. Find out about everything that's happening in Gaston County, including the Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail, at acetj.com/Gaston. That's acetj.com/Gaston.
We've been talking about recently the popularity of classic names for babies. Babies being named Sam and Gus and those types of older sounding names. I haven't heard anybody say that they're going to be naming their baby boy Theophilus, though. Theophilus. Which I think is a good name, because there's a man named Theophilus Van Cannel, who was a great inventor. In 1888, he invented the revolving door.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. He really reinvented the door.
Yep.
That's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know whether he was really what you would call a nice man or not, because it's said that he invented the revolving door because he hated having to open doors for women.
True?
Really? That's the info that I'm seeing here. So Theophilus said, "I'm not standing here holding doors for women." But in 1888, why were women even out there in skyscrapers and stuff?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Dumb.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying that's where he invented them, for the skyscrapers and all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What were they doing out?
Yeah,
walking around.
They weren't business people and all then. That's what I'm saying. They weren't business. They weren't allowed. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm saying it's just like Prince say, it was the sign of the times, man. Mm-hmm. So how many doors was he holding for women?
It's been a while.
While he's trying to get to work. Sounds like even one woman has done upset him. So he's like, I got to build a door so I don't have to do this anymore.
That is so funny, though. That's the reason why he invented that particular door.
Misogyny.
Right.
Yeah.
Theophilus.
Yeah.
Good for something.
The mother of all invention.
What, misogyny?
Misogyny is the mother of all invention, right?
Patriarchy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Theophilus Van Pants.
Right. Stupid. But also smart, because I do like a revolving door.
I hate a revolving door. Are you
You
kidding?
think you can get stuck inside of one or something?
No, I just feel like the sliding automatic doors work way better. You don't need there's too much glass. Like, why are there 5 panes in it?
Yeah,
What's
and
the
it's
point?
awkward standing there waiting on an empty one to come back around so you can get in it.
Yeah. I feel like we should
it.
have evolved past it by now.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that, Riggins. Let's invent something that women can't even use.
Ace TJ 5G.
It's time for you to lose weight. Well, I don't know that for sure. You may not need to lose weight. Not everybody does. But if you do, then you need Calitrin. Order Calitrin today. Get started on it. Let's get started. Get started on the Calitrin because it's good for you. You lose weight the healthy way by introducing collagen back into your life. We lose that over time, and Calitrin is the top of the line collagen that promotes fat loss and lean muscle, helps you get better sleep. It's scientifically proven to do that as well as help you lose weight. And the people of Calitrin are always there to help you whenever you need it. You got any questions, they will answer them, and you will like dealing with them. You're gonna really, really like them because they're good people, down to earth, not just somebody that's going to turn you loose on their product and go, let us know when you want some more. So right now, if you buy 3 months, you get 2 months free. and $21 off. They call that the March into Health sale. So it's getting up on to the end of March. So you better take advantage of that. 3 months, get 2 months free with $21 off. Go to acetj.com/weight loss. acetj.com/weight loss. Start getting ready for the swimsuit season right now with Calitre.
I'm ready. I got to get ready. We're talking about who would you spy on? Who would you peep on? If you had the chance, which show member would you like to look through the blinds on, in on rather? I said I want to look in on Tech D Rob's house, and I've said that for years. I want to see. I just want to watch, see what's doing with the laundry, and with Rob going to bed. We found out during Share Funny yesterday that, he's got a 30-pound weighted blanket, and it's 50 degrees, and he's got the ceiling fan and the box fan going, and
an extra air conditioner.
Yeah. And then an extra air conditioner that keeps it at 50 degrees.
Yeah, not an air conditioner, an extra air conditioner.
Yeah, like he's got central, heating and air, but he's got a window unit kind of thing. So that's who I want to watch. I could just watch him all day, I think. I'm just endlessly fascinated by his life. But who would you want to watch in on? Christy said TJ and Jody. I just think they're hilarious. So somebody wants to watch it, look in on you.
Yeah, she's a riot.
I don't know that
Jody.
I don't know that it would be as entertaining as some people think it is.
I think it would.
I think it would? Too,
Yeah. Because you'd also get Jody's reaction to our daughter, who's temporarily living with us.
Which is what?
Just, whatever. She's quick with answers and snapping, and just like she is,
Really? Oh, I didn't think about that. That's good. Alexis, who do you think would be most interesting to look in on through the blinds?
Well, for me personally, I would want to look at you and Riley because I feel like you probably talk to your dog like I talk to my cat.
Yeah.
And you don't admit it as much, so I'd want to see how you really are with Riley.
So you think he baby talks the dog?
I think he does, and I think he's
I can't imagine
a lot more intense with his pet than you guys think.
No, I think he's really
I think
into
he's super
pet,
intense with
but I just can't imagine that he would talk baby talk
I think
to
he
it.
does.
Yeah. You saw me with my dog the other day. Was that?
Yeah, I did. I've seen you with him many times.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's gonna act different when no one's looking. That's what I'm saying.
On Ace and Amanda, especially now that they're having a baby, I think we only get a glimpse of what's going on. I mean, they built the whole baby nursery recently.
Well, to be fair,
her father built the whole baby nursery recently. I saw it on TikTok, but I got a feeling seeing them on live from the living room, their weekly show that they do on YouTube and Facebook and stuff. It's an interesting dynamic. I will say that because she is quick to get you all the way together. And I've never seen anybody do that with you before.
Yeah, also, when there's no camera, I can also be quick to hey.
I would imagine. I would imagine. But she is real quick with it. All right, just sit here and do this. I mean, it looks like they've been married a long time.
Yeah, and a lot of times there can be a lot of flashes of it looks like it's going to blow up into something, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
I just feel hey, you bring that down a notch.
Right. I think that would be interesting.
And that works both ways.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Just our interaction around the trash alone.
Yeah.
She refuses to take it out, but she continues to keep piling stuff in there. I don't know how two people have this much trash, as much trash as we have. I can't figure it out. But she'll just pile it up, and then she just piles it up on top. She never pushes it down, so she just piles it up on top and says things like, if you haven't looked, that trash is pretty full.
Well, it's all that Grubhub that you guys order, probably.
I'm like,
there's many reasons why they have trash.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, I haven't looked, but perhaps you could just say something nice like, hey, if you don't mind, if you get a chance, can you take the trash out? I'd be like, sure, I'd be glad to, but now I'm not going to.
Yeah, they're probably going constantly.
I think it would be fun to watch.
It's either super loving or just kind of
being butts at each other.
Snippy.
Pointy, snippy is a good word. Yeah,
Snippy. just like my parents.
Yeah.
Rob, who would you watch, real quick?
I don't want to watch anybody.
You don't want to watch
Oh,
anybody.
great.
Understood.
Fine.
Yeah.
Why'd you say in that creepy voice? So I don't want to watch anybody.
I needed to clear my throat.
How drunk should you get at random events? We're going to find out coming up next.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Stop for a second to think about how important it is that your business be clean. It's the very first thing that people will notice walking in the door. And that's why it's important for you to contact the Johnson Group. Commercial cleaning is all that they do. Here's how good they are. Every YMCA in Charlotte, High Point, Gastonia, Optimist Hall, the offices at Bank of America Stadium, among others, among much more. They do 15 million square feet of office and medical building space every single month. That means they can take care of you, your office, your medical building better than anybody. All you got to do is go to acetj.com/clean. That's acetj.com/clean to find out more about the Johnson Group, one of our great sponsors with our charity Peyton's Promise.
So it was recently, I mean, I'd say within the last few years, that I found out that a mongoose is not a bird.
It's I remember
really?
that.
Yeah.
I remember that day.
Yeah. I mean, it's got goose in the...
Mongoose.
How's that not a bird?
Right.
But no, it's like a weasel. And not just any weasel, a pretty vicious weasel.
Yeah.
I think a weasel would be the proper name.
It's a predator.
Yeah, it's a predator. I saw this crazy video from Africa. A python attacks a mongoose. But what the python doesn't expect, and this is a big python, this is probably a 12-foot python, starts to wrap up a mongoose. What the python does not expect is for the mongooses' friends and family to join the fight. And they go after this python, about 20 of them, and eat it alive.
Yeah, because that's what they're known for is killing cobras.
Yep.
Like the mongoose can kill a cobra, take it out.
That's
Is
nuts.
And so a bunch of them getting on one snake, yeah.
Are they immune to the poison or whatever of snakes, or they're just good at like getting to them before they get bitten?
I think they're just good at getting to them before they get bitten.
Now this one, I mean, they're ripping at the snake's face.
Ew.
And it's
they're
a
vicious.
brutal.
It's like a little
video.
gang.
They are like a little gang.
Yeah. Gang. Look at how they're grabbing and not letting go. Like they're little gangsters. I like that.
At its face, I mean, they're lunging at and the snake is in a panic. He's like, "Oh, I maybe bit off more than I could
I'm gonna
chew."
come at you like a
picked on the wrong
mongoose.
one.
Yeah.
There was an animated show whenever Ace and I were kids called Ricky Tikki Tavi, and it was about a mongoose that was killing cobras. And,
Really?
yeah,
Like that was the cartoon. Was a mongoose.
yeah. It was just a special. It wasn't a series. It was a movie, kind of like a special
Sounds
thing.
fun.
I knew she was about to say something. She got her eyelashes done. She's on one today. She is on one.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Make sure you go follow us on TikTok at The Ace TJ Show. Got new content up today. Enjoy that. A little something fun for you. But the reason I bring it up is because there's a TikToker named Eli Rollo who said there's an unspoken yet universally understood scale for how intoxicated you're allowed to be at during different life events and holidays. And I thought, that's interesting.
Okay.
A universal scale? And they actually plan out this scale. A first date so 1 to 10, 10 being like blackout drunk, wasted. First date, a 3. Second date, a 4. I don't know that you should be getting
No.
any level of drunk on your first date.
No.
So
Unless
Makes
things are going
it's
great.
a
dangerous.
3 would be like you got a buzz.
You got a pretty good buzz.
You got a little buzz.
Yeah.
It seems a little high on a first date.
Yeah, and I say dumb things. So
Yeah. On a plane, a 6.
no. Drunk? Oh, that's
Drunk?
almost drunk.
No,
That is drunk.
You shouldn't be drunk on a plane. Not like that.
well
Tipsy,
I don't know,
maybe, like a little buzz.
man. Yeah, I've done it before. I've been a 6 on a plane before. It was cool.
Isn't that what those bags are for?
Yeah, for throwing.
Yeah.
Your significant other's birthday. Scale of 1 to 10, how drunk can you get?
You need to be about a 2.
10.
This said 5.
No. Yeah, because you know what
said 5.
happens when that happens? My ex-boyfriend threw up on my birthday, and I had to clean throw up on my birthday because they were too drunk.
Oh my goodness! And he know you grew up not being able to have birthdays, and
Right.
he threw
Yeah,
up on one of your first ones.
Yeah, you got drunk and threw up on my birthday? What the heck?
What about your own wedding? Your own wedding at the reception, end of the night, how drunk are you allowed to get? Scale of
You
1 to
need to
10.
be about a 3.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
A 3?
I want to remember my wedding.
It's a lot of
Also.
There's a lot of responsibility though that goes with your wedding. There are a lot of people you have to talk to. You got friends and family there. There's a lot of stuff going on.
This has 7. On a beach.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
You know, you're on vacation, you're on the beach. 1 to 10.
I got 6, 7.
10.
10, yeah.
Blackout drunk?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Just go lay in the water.
No, don't get drunk and go lay in the water.
Oh, yeah, in the shallow part.
Float around. A guest at a wedding, if you're going to somebody else's wedding,
Wait, what was the answer to beach?
it said 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, really drunk.
Yeah, you're pretty drunk.
Guest at a wedding.
I would have to be 10.
Yeah.
Probably a 4.
This says 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 4 or 5.
Really? It's somebody else's. Christmas Eve. You're with your family.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
in your PJs.
10.
This says 10. And a girl's night out. Alexis.
10.
1.
This said 12.5.
Yeah.
Wasted.
Did it say that or you said that?
No, this said I would not recommend that. But that's
This is the Ace and TJ Show.